With the transfer of Tate King, does this mean that Tate Martell is on his way out? Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy J-Rod back at it again with another video, and like I said at the beginning, we're gonna find out if Tate Martell is going to leave, or find out what I believe is gonna happen because of the transfer of Tate King. Now, if you do not know, quarterback of the Houston Cougars, or formerly the Houston Cougars, Tate King has transferred for his final year of eligibility to play for the Miami Hurricanes. This is very big news because one, Tate King is one of the Heisman candidates of next year when you look at the betting odds, and also because there was a lot of talks of Tate King actually staying at Houston because he did an unprecedented move. He basically sat out this year because he noticed that his team wasn't going to do that good, so he said, you know what, I'm not gonna play. 4 games in, he said, I'm not gonna play, I'm gonna sit out, and maybe I might return after this year for my final season or not. But he chose to dip out of there and play for the Miami Hurricanes. It's not looking good for your boy Tate, alright? Because if you don't know, Tate Martell did transfer to Miami last year after he lost the job to the one, the only Justin Fields. And it just hasn't been good so far because he is the 3rd string quarterback on that team. This season, he didn't do well at all. He barely played QB, and he only had 7 passing yards all season. Well, he's a running quarterback, so what did he do on the ground? He had 7 rushing yards as well. No touchdowns, no interceptions though. Hey, he didn't throw a pick, so I guess that's good, but he barely played. And after those few games, he saw he wasn't getting burned at QB. He was like, you know what? Put me at wide receiver. Put me at wide receiver, coach. You know, I could show off my talent. And he does have speed. He's shifty. So I said wide receiver, that would work. That's the only way I can see this guy making it to the NFL. And he barely got burned at wide receiver. So he's like, coach, you know what? I'm sorry. Can you put me back at quarterback? Because like this, I'm really messing with that right there. So they put him back at QB, and he still barely played. Alright, but there were a lot of Miami fans who always wanted him to play in the games because their team wasn't doing that good, and their quarterbacks weren't that great either. I mean, if we look at the stats of Jaron Williams, who was the starting quarterback for most of the games this season, he had a fairly pedestrian stat line of about 2,000 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, with about a 63% completion percentage. Then when you look at the 2nd string QB, N'Kosi Perry, who started a few games, he had pedestrian stats as well. I mean, I believe he only threw for 9 touchdowns and he had 3 interceptions as well. Excuse me, he threw for 8 touchdowns and had 3 interceptions, and his completion percentage was even worse at like 53. The Miami QBs are not that great, but if those QBs are not that great and Tate Martell is the 3rd string, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. Something ain't right, alright, and I just don't see Tate Martell staying. He get a little burn in the Louisiana Tech game, in that bowl game, but it was only for 1 drive, and he completed a pass, but he got sacked twice in that game, had 5 rushes for 1 yard, so I mean, he tried his best, but his best wasn't good enough, and I don't think that he's going to stay at Miami, because he just has to find an opportunity elsewhere. Now, I know some of y'all are wondering if he can become immediately eligible when he transfers. I believe so, because once he came to Miami, he was eligible. And also, I think by now, he should have a degree. Already, he should have graduated. I'm not sure yet, because he enrolled in Ohio State early in January. So if he finishes this year at Miami, he'll have like 3.5 years in school, and that's not even counting summer classes. So, you know, maybe he could. Right now, he's a redshirt sophomore, a rising junior, and I've only seen like a rising junior actually graduate, and that was Cameron Johnson, who played for UNC. He had an injury, had to redshirt, and after his sophomore season, he transferred and was immediately eligible at UNC. So Tate Martell, definitely seeing him transfer. He could go to a small school. I think that would work for him. You know, humble him. He needs to be humbled a little bit. All right, this all started when this dude went on Twitter and said, "Don't swing in this." I bet he cannot get that. Once he said that, his world tumbled, It just took a turn, and it was like, bruh, you didn't have to say that. Now Justin Fields coming, and you tight, and you transfer, and 2 QB. You're not even the second string. You're the 3rd string QB. You switched your position. That was sad. That was very sad. But there is one thing that could make him stay at Miami, and that is his girlfriend, Kiki Passo. Kiki Passo, all I gotta say is, shawty bad, like shawty real bad. And she also goes to Miami. I don't know if she's graduating. I didn't do that much research. I know she's an Ignite model. You know, the models for what's that dude's name? Dan Bilzerian. You know, for Dan Bilzerian. So I don't know if she's graduating, but she's still going to Miami. Tate might actually stay because, you know, that's a bad one. And, you know, long distance relationships, I don't know, cuz especially when she looking like that. That's something else, all right? So yeah, I mean, I think it would be best for Tate to like transfer, go to FAU or something, like honestly, or FIU. FIU, yeah, you know, that's right in Miami. Okay, you could still date. You could still date Kiki and you still be in Miami. I don't think there's another D1 Miami school. I know Barry University, but that's not D1. And Boca Raton's like an hour away. UCF, they got a few young QBs, so yeah, they don't really want you at UCF. Brandon Wimbush couldn't even get burned on UCF. Like, so Tate ain't getting burned. I just don't see Tate staying at all. Let me know what y'all think. And it must suck for Tate just seeing other QBs become successful when he is just not playing. I mean, when he was in high school, one of the receivers he had was Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson was only playing wide receiver because Tate was a QB. Once Tate graduated, Dorian Thompson-Robinson became the QB at Bishop Gorman. And now he's a starting QB at UCLA. UCLA sucks. They're not a good football team, but he's still starting for a Power 5 school. What is Tate doing? I don't know. It's just not looking good. I wish him the best though, because he's a good QB. He's a good QB. He has a lot of talent. I don't want to see it wasted. All right. So hopefully Tate can get his act together. You know, leave them Twitter fingers alone, bro. Don't do it again, because it might bite you in your ass again. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you think is going to happen to Tate Martell. Do you think he's going to transfer to a small school, another Power 5 school? Or do you think he's going to go to a, do you think he's going to stay at Miami? I personally don't believe that he's going to stay at Miami. There's no point. You're the 4th string QB at this point. But then again, I do believe that Jarren Williams or N'Kosi Perry might actually transfer as well, because I believe N'Kosi Perry, he is a sophomore rising junior, and Jarren Williams is a rising sophomore. So I probably expect N'Kosi Perry to transfer because he was 2nd string, and Jarren Williams has the best odds of starting if D'Eriq King didn't come. So N'Kosi Perry is probably going to transfer, but still, Tate, you still 3rd string behind a Heisman candidate, behind the dude who was starting before you already, so you might as well transfer. So I believe he's going to transfer. It's going to suck, but you know, sometimes it's going to suck before it gets better, all right? And yeah, it sucks to see this as an Ohio State fan, but you know, I don't know, Ohio State, they must not like white QBs, because I haven't seen them with a white QB, a starting white QB, since I don't know when, all right? Because since Troy Smith, it's just been blackity black, all right? You know, we did have Joe Burrow, but he didn't start, okay? We did have Matthew Baldwin, but he transferred. We did have Tate, but he didn't start, and he transferred. We do have Jack Miller, but guess what? We have CJ Stroud as well, and CJ Stroud's better than Jack Miller if you ask me. So probably gonna continue the black QB trend after Justin Fields leaves. But anyway, that's all I got to say. As I said, let me know what y'all believe down below, and please remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, and peace. Securing the person.